Hey, happy Monday. It is the beginning of a new week. It is Peter and Sal here from Strong Healthy Women. Hope you're having a fantastic start to the day. We are here with Talking Wellbeing TV, where we share hints, tips, and advice about the foundations of well-being. And so today's topic is losing track of time because all of a sudden it was time to get on and do this live. And I went, oh my goodness, the day has just flown. But I want to talk about time in general. So time's the same regardless. Some days it feels like it drags out and other days it seems to like disappear on us. And today was one of those days for me where it's just disappeared. So what about you, Sal? Has today been dragging out for you, or have you just lost all track of time as well?
Lost track of time as well. Yeah. I was at the had to go to the shops and I looked up, I was going through the checkout and I looked up and it was like 2:10 and I just looked at Georgia and I went, where's the day gone? It's crazy.
I know. Today has been totally like that. I totally get it. And yeah, look, by the time we finished our workouts with our ladies in the Strong Healthy Women community this morning, and then we basically went straight into our team meeting, and then we finished that, and it was like, it's almost lunchtime and I haven't even thought about breakfast yet. So lucky we started our intermittent fasting today with our 7-day fresh start with our insiders. So, but then it's just had this snowball effect because it was all of a sudden, let's cook lunch. And then I looked at the time and I went, I'm going to have to start thinking about dinner soon because we're about to do our next lot of training in the studio with our Strong Healthy Women community in the afternoon. So it's like, wow, this has been crazy day, but that's okay. Some days it's just like that. And I know that busyness or time is just one of those factors that for many of us, we just can't seem to work out how to get that exercise program into the day. So I thought today was a great day to talk about that. What we know from research is this, that when we exercise or when we get that routine happening first thing in the morning, then we're more likely to do it. So what happens is if we postpone it to later in the day, then something like today can happen where we get distracted or we're just, so much focused on what we're doing that the day just disappears and all of a sudden it's like, where did that go? I did not get time to do my workout today. So we know that morning is a great time for us to work out. And it was really interesting because I asked that question on my Facebook page last week. And I said, are you a morning or a PM kind of girl? You know, what works for you best? And I think everyone responded, and there was only one person who said PM, and that was just simply because that's how they fit it into their work life. Any comments there, Sel, so far?
No,
Just taking it all in. just listening. Just listening. Now, I know for you, you're an afternoon girl. You prefer to work out in the afternoon, evening. But do you find that happens to you, that you can get things happen, and even though those intentions of you going to the gym or to doing your workout or going for a walk, they totally just go right out the door because it's just not going to work for you? Does that happen?
it does. And it happens
How do you?
because of other
How do you?
people. So it's not
Yeah.
happening, other people get in the way and that sounds terrible. But
No.
I think probably, well, I find for myself, it's, my 16, 15-year-old's now started a job. So it's, she's working 4 shifts a week and they're normally afternoons. My
Yeah.
other daughter's got a job. So that will be, going into that whole
Yeah.
schedule somewhere as well, fitting her in that schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Um, And, you know, I've always said that I'm one of those people that tend to put everything else first.
Others first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 And you know,
Yeah.
Saturday we had that. What was your self-care for today? And my self-care was saying no to people.
Yeah, it was. So our theme in our team this month, if you're wondering what we're talking about there, is self-care. So we're all trying to put ourselves first this month. So every Saturday it's like this little check-in. Okay, so what have you done this week to look after yourself? So, but you said something really interesting there, Sal, where everybody else gets in the road. And it's really so true that exercising or eating healthy and making the time to fit this into your schedule is about you. It is about your own self-care, your own self-awareness, your own self-love. So putting yourself first. And so we do need to make that time for ourselves. I know for me, like today is a crazy day. Monday is always a crazy day. Wednesday for me is always a crazy day as well too. And so I get up super early. So I'm up at 4:30 on a Monday and a Wednesday. And the reason that I do that is I know that my own exercise program, my own way of caring about myself will fall by the wayside if I don't do that. Do I get tired later on in the week? Yes, I do. Most of the time I'm okay, but there are some days there where Thursdays is Mum's Day. If you are new to listening to us, it's the day I go and run my mum around. And so when we get home after we've had lunch or whatever we've done for the day, I'll be sitting there and she'll be talking to me and I can hardly keep my eyes open. I go, oh, okay, Mum, I'm just going to have a little camp here on your lounge. So, you know, it might just be a 20-minute catch up, but she's okay with that because most of the time I look over and she's fast asleep anyway. So we've got into the habit of having a little sleep together. So how do we start making time for ourselves? And I know that it's a matter of looking at that schedule and going, okay, where can I fit something in? Doesn't mean that we need to do what I'm doing, which is to set the alarm early and get up and get it done. Or do we need to, if we're an afternoon person, do we need to allocate the job and responsibility of cooking the evening meal to someone else so that we can get our exercise done in the evening? So it's a matter of getting other people around you to get on board with whatever your routine is going to be and just saying, look, we're not going to change this. This is just the way it's going to be. This is what's going to work. Because you know what? You get happy me when I take care of me. You don't so much get happy me when I don't take care of myself. But it's not so easy to do, Sal, is it? When you're actually saying to someone, I'm going to take care of myself first. What pieces of advice do you have for the ladies listening today as far as being able to say that to their family?
Move out, get your own house.
Well, that's one solution, but you know, it may possibly not be the best solution depending on the scenario.
Yeah.
But it is funny. Yeah, okay.
I
What
don't
else
think
have you
it'd go
got?
down well with people. My children would follow me. They just have to be you have to be tough, and they
Oh, you
just have
do.
to learn and accept that, you know, we're always taking care of everybody else, you know, everybody
Yeah.
else's needs. I need to take care of that person, that person, that person.
Mm.
Who is that person taking care of? Are they taking care of other people, or are they just taking care of themselves and coming to you for
Mm.
stuff?
Good
So,
way of looking at it.
and I often remind my kids that, excuse me, I have one coming to me, one coming to me. So I've got 4 people I've got to look after. They're only looking
Yeah.
after number 1. They're not looking after,
Mm.
their priority is only that person. And so I remind them that they need to back off a bit and settle down. Give me some space.
Yeah.
Help.
Yeah.
My 19-year-old daughter is amazing. She,
Yeah.
cooks meals and she's always helping. She's incredible. My 15-year-old daughter she's, playing sport and tumbling and all this sort of stuff and high school and everything. And so now it's okay, well, you need to find a way there. You need to find your way home. Because I can't do it all the time. So, she's finding ways to get to touch. She's getting picked up for touch and that sort of thing. So it's putting it back on them. If they need something from me,
Yeah.
how can they solve the solution first? That way I've got my time back. So I'm not, my time back. And especially now, that I'm going to have the two of them that will be, the 2 of them are now working. So.
Yeah. Yeah. And what it's doing by actually saying to them, okay, I need you to be able to help in this regard. How are you going to be able to, find yourself a lift there or find yourself a lift home? And you're coming from a place of love. It's not that you're coming from a place of being selfish or anything like that. It's just that you do need to nurture yourself. And as you were saying that, running your 2 kids around, I actually cast my mind back to the fact that both of my sons worked at the Brisbane Convention Centre when they first started their working and their apprenticeship for chefing, and they would have to be in there at 5 a.m. in the morning. And so it was this really early start for us. It was I think it was something like 3:30 in the morning we had to get up. But I put the responsibility back on them. It was like, you need to set your own alarm. I had a backup alarm, but you need to set your own alarm. You need to get yourself up. You need to eat whatever else you need to do, get yourself ready. You come and wake me up when it's time to go, and I would just, tumble out of bed and drive them in. And then eventually what happened is, as they got more confident in it, and like they were only 15, 16 at the time, they were then able to catch that train back through, and I would just pick them up in the afternoon at the train station. So it is helping them to be more independent and to be able to make more decisions for themselves as well. So, and it's teaching them by leading by example. So we're teaching them that we as women or men, we do need to take that time to care about ourselves. And part of that care is to say, okay, I want to put my health and my well-being first before anything else. And as I said, I know that's easier said than done. And it is a matter of looking at your schedule and planning out what's going to work for you. And, if 5 minutes is it, 5 minutes is better than you waiting for the perfect time, because there is no perfect time. It's time to take action when you're actually first thinking about it. That's when you do it. So,
Because,
any final words there, Sam?
It's just, there'll be 3 outcomes. You're either people are going to know your boundaries and you're going to be able to focus on yourself and be able to get your exercise in. You're going to not do it, excuse me, and not focus on yourself and hold those emotions in. Or number 3,
resentment.
You'll get resentful. Why are you getting to do everything that you want to do, and why am I helping you get to do everything you want to do, but you're not giving me that 20 minutes or that 30 minutes to let me do my exercise, let me go for a walk. So it comes down to how you want that mental well-being as well.
Oh, it's totally. I mean, when we're physically active, it is not just about the physical side of it. It is also about the emotional and the spiritual aspect of it, and giving us that opportunity to connect fully with ourselves and to replenish ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes the recovery side of exercise is just as important as what the full-on exercise is. So today, you caught me out with a phone call. I was just about to start a restorative yoga session, and so I had just hit the button. Yeah, I just hit the button, and so I went, okay, I'll do it now rather than, doing it later on. And that was okay, because as soon as I hung up from you, I went straight back to it. So, and felt a lot better for it. So, yeah.
Yes.
All right. So, ladies, yes, time does stay from us. But what happens is when we get to that later end of our life, that all we have then is time, and we don't want to be those women who are sitting in our homes or sitting in our in a nursing home, looking at those four walls. We want to be those women who can stay mobile for as long as possible, and we want to enjoy our lives. And I know that all the research that I've read on all of these people, males and females, who have lived over 100, one of the things that they all have in common is that they take care of themselves and that they exercise every single day, and they continue to do so. Some of them well into their 100s when they do that. So that's what I would love for you to take away from today, is to find that moment. As I said, even if it's 5 minutes, just give yourself the time to do that little bit of exercise so that you feel better physically and mentally as well too. So that's it for us, ladies. Happy Monday to you. I hope that you can find the time, if you haven't already done so, to get some exercise in. Post below and let us know if you have got it in or whether you're planning on doing it later. And that would be absolutely fabulous. And we shall be back on Wednesday to have another little chat in our Talking Wellbeing TV. Thanks for joining me, Sal.
Thank you for having me. As always, happy Monday, everybody. Now go and do a workout if you haven't already.
Oh, Bossy Pants is on now. All right, ladies, take care. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.